Look closely at the suffocating, hyper-competitive canopy of the deep Amazon, a dense, chaotic wilderness famously known as the Green Hell. In this jungle isolation, nature is not peaceful. It is a brutal, non-stop battlefield. Plants do not grow quietly. They strangle, fight, and execute each other just to steal a single inch of sunlight. To survive this primitive warfare, a highly classified network of predatory canopy vines had to engineer the most aggressive anti-parasitic, cellular defense chemistry on the planet. Today, the modern human body is trapped in a different kind of war zone. Synthetic food additives rotting our gut, industrial smoke locking up our lungs, and a toxic chemical overload freezing our natural nerve force. The antidote isn't in a corporate pharmacy. It was weaponized in the trenches of the Amazonian basin. Today, we are opening the sealed excavation files of the Green Hell Archive to uncover the 7 predatory vines that can purge modern industrial pollution from your organs. Let's breach the file. The decay of modern physical power always begins along your structural axis, the spine, where stress and poor circulation lock up your nerve impulses, causing chronic lower back stiffness and physical lethargy. To break this stagnation, we track the deepest roots of the jungle for the fierce Chuchuhuasi bark resin. This massive, predatory vine wraps itself around giant trees, absorbing deep earth minerals. The fluid locked inside this bark contains unique pyridine alkaloids that talk directly to human motor neurons. The moment this heavy resin enters your system, it triggers an immediate vascular expansion along your spinal column. It dissolves chronic nerve inflammation, flooding your pelvic grid and lower limbs with raw, uninterrupted electrical force, eliminating physical weakness from the absolute root. Once your structural nerve tracts are open, the next crisis is the thickening of your blood plasma, caused by modern industrial seed oils and a complete lack of real physical movement. To shatter this circulatory block, we uncover the twisting paths of the Clavo Huasca vine. Named after its intense, clove-like aroma, this predatory vine synthesizes a massive density of eugenol and specialized tannins to prevent jungle rot. When introduced into the human bloodstream, it acts like a vascular master key. It forces your endothelial cells to release a massive wave of nitric oxide, instantly dilating tightened capillaries, dropping arterial tension, and forcing oxygenated blood to rush straight to your cold extremities. But the chemical warfare of modern life hits your lungs every single second, trapping microscopic soot, heavy vehicle pollution, and toxic industrial smog deep inside your respiratory tissues. To trigger a deep respiratory clearance, ancient tribal warriors relied on Guaco leaf sap. This aggressive climbing vine actively smothers surrounding flora, concentrating a massive load of pure coumarins. When you consume this active fluid, it operates like a biological vacuum cleaner inside your chest. It instantly downregulates internal lung inflammation, dilating your alveolar tracts and aggressively liquefying the stubborn, hardened mucus and tar trapped in your respiratory tissues, forcing a total systemic lung reset. As we descend deeper into the timeline of cellular defense, the main enemy becomes mutating, rogue cells that bypass your immune grid due to toxic chemical foods. Here, we encounter the apex predator of the Amazon floor, cat's claw, specifically the wild Uncaria tomentosa strain. This vine uses hook-like thorns to climb hundreds of feet into the canopy. Its active chemistry contains oxindole alkaloids that act as a direct hardware upgrade for your white blood cells. It doesn't just artificially boost your immune system. It hyperaccelerates your immune intelligence, training your defense cells to identify, hunt down, and force bad mutating cells into self-destruction before they can damage your organs. The toxic preservatives and heavy synthetic metals floating in our modern drinking water slowly accumulate inside our blood plasma, creating permanent cellular fatigue. To filter out this invisible enemy, the archive reveals the ancient Zarzaparrilla highland root. This deep burrowing vine root contains a massive density of steroidal saponins that alter fluid physics. Inside your circulatory system, Zarzaparrilla acts like a molecular magnet. It binds directly to endotoxins, heavy metals, and industrial processing chemical residues floating in your plasma, neutralizing their toxic charge and rapidly escorting them out through your body's natural elimination pathways. The mental burnout and low cognitive stamina caused by the nonstop digital adrenaline loops of the modern world can only be cleared by resetting the brain-gut connection. Thriving in the humid shadows of the canopy is the Ajo Sacha leaf. This vine synthesizes a heavy load of allicin-like organosulfur compounds to ward off aggressive jungle predators. When this fluid hits the human nervous system, it acts like a high-speed neural switch. It instantly sweeps away the neuroinflammation that clouds your mind, clearing out heavy digital brain fog within minutes and anchoring your brain into a state of sharp, calculated focus. Finally, anchoring itself to the damp limestone beds of the jungle basin is the resilient Ipaporuru vine. Facing constant biological attacks from flesh-eating fungi, this plant has engineered a unique structural armor rich in alkaloids and bioflavonoids. Inside the human metabolic grid, Ipaporuru targets the stubborn chemical coatings that lock up your insulin receptors due to modern high-fructose sugars. It actively cleanses your cellular receptor sites, forcing your body to switch from storing everything as toxic visceral fat to instantly burning glucose as raw muscle fuel, restoring your metabolism to its original factory settings. The predatory vines of the Green Hell Archive did not ask for a soft, peaceful soil to grow. They chose the absolute war zone of the Amazonian canopy, and they turned that pressure into an unkillable blueprint for survival. You can continue to depend on the soft, synthetic illusions of modern pharmaceutical companies that keep your body weak and dependent, or you can choose to introduce the weaponized biology of these 7 predatory vines into your veins. The archive is closed. The chemistry is real. Reclaim your frame. Smash that like button if you're ready to purge the grid. Drop a comment below. Are your organs choking on modern industrial pollution, or are you ready for the canopy sweep? Subscribe to Ancient Vitality, and I'll see you in the next investigation.